That's great, Eric. This has been a great therapy session for you.
I feel good. I feel good.
Good.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I am joined here today with Dr. Matt Morris. Matt is a couples counselor, family therapist. I get that right? I always don't know how to introduce you as a couples counselor, family therapist. I never really get that right.
Yeah, both are right. I primarily counsel couples, but I'm a licensed family therapist.
So the relationship doctor, right? You work on relationships.
I primarily work to improve or enhance or strengthen relationships.
Perfect. I got the right guy for this video today, for this call. I have a problem and I want your insight on it.
Sure.
I can't afford my wife.
I know. She's
She is just,
awesome.
she's pretty great. I can't afford her anymore. I just can't afford to pay her. And everyone's like, what? What's Eric talking about? He can't afford his wife. Why is he even making this video public? I can't afford her. Salary.com years ago, and they updated every year. They come out with a study and they put a value on moms. It originally was moms that don't work. But I think it's just moms in general. It's the value of the mom. And what they do is they look at all the different roles that moms play and they assign a dollar value to it. When I first did this, I think I would owe my wife like $143,000 a year.
Right.
And I
Meaning if
can't.
meaning if you had to hire this out or pay
Yeah,
for these jobs, it would cost you enormously,
a lot of money and
more than you can afford.
more than I can afford. More than I can
Yeah.
afford. Now, here's the problem. There's this thing called inflation, right? Things get more expensive.
Mm.
Services get more expensive. So in 2019, it would cost me or the average person $178,000 to pay mom for their jobs.
Wow. Wow. $178,000.
Yeah.
I'm going to
So
show my kids this before Mother's Day.
absolutely. There's no, it's not by chance that we're doing this right now. So yesterday, I think it was yesterday, the new unemployment numbers came out. Like 20 million people lost their jobs in the month of April, an unprecedented amount of number, or an
Yeah.
unprecedented amount of jobs that were lost. Like 170, that we should fire all these moms because we can't afford to pay them, right? Is that a good solution? No, we don't want to fire mom.
Yeah, that's a terrible
It's a
solution. That's a
terrible idea.
terrible
It's
solution.
a
Right.
terrible idea. So
And we need moms more than ever.
no one would be here if it wasn't for mom, right? There's that.
Right?
Have you seen that Mr. T video? I'll link it in the show notes or in the video notes. Respect your mom. It's Mr. T rapping.
No, I can't wait.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Haven't seen it.
I'll put the link in. So let's look at, in all seriousness, I know my mom, and then also the mother of my children, my wife, are amazing people who pour so much into not just their kids, but into their family in general. Um, Moms just have this ability to nurture and feel and be compassionate in different ways, I think, than dads do. So I am incredibly indebted to my mom and to my wife. And hopefully this video is in some way honoring to them and to all the moms out there and to all the work that they do. So let's jump into some of these roles that moms play.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is kind of fun. One that kind of caught my eye as I was scanning through the list of the values was recreational therapist,
Mm.
right? Like they play your role to a certain degree.
Right. Right. We're spending all of our time at home together as a family. During the COVID crisis, we're spending way more hours and minutes together. And so somebody's got to organize the leisure time, the fun time, the downtime, the rec time. So board games at night, afternoon soccer games. I heard my kids talking about a kickball game this afternoon that they want to play. So somebody's we're not relying on coaches or teams or camps right now. We're relying on moms.
Yeah, there was one of the lists I saw was counselor, right? You go to school for like how many years? You get your PhD, and here's
Like
mom. Like,
I've been in school like 70 years, something like that. Right.
yeah, and here's just a mom, just providing the service that you do to their kids
Same high quality level of counseling, sorting things out, working things out, reconciling relationships, all through our home
without a PhD?
with her God-given skills. Yes,
Just MOM behind her name. Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah. So like, you put that value. How many hours a week does mom play counseling their kid?
It's more like crisis counseling, I would say. It's it's kind of working things out on the fly, but she's great at it.
Yeah, it's a psychologist. That's the role. How about this one? This is kind of a, I guess, COVID edition, right? Of what's mom worth? Um, Public school teacher.
Right,
Now,
right,
public school teachers don't get paid. Let's actually let's rephrase this. They're not public school teachers. They are private tutors. It's
right,
one on
right,
one.
right. Most of the kids that I know are still receiving education from their school. The moms and the parents are involved in organizing that education so that it gets done. Number one, they're playing logistical analysis and educational consultant, but they're also playing tutor, and they're playing network administrator as kids are having to upload all of this information. So they're having to play IT help desk oftentimes, um, and coach and encourager. You know, kids don't want to sit there for hours and do the work, and so moms come along and make them a sandwich, give them a pat on the back, and encourage them to keep going.
How about getting them out of bed? What's the value of that?
Right, right.
That might be the toughest. Photographer, right? Moms play the role of photographer. Have you hired a? I mean, photography is not cheap.
And videographer. I mean, their parents are documenting these experiences, and sharing them with each other and with our friends. And certainly, moms are capturing these moments.
Yeah, this is anytime you put the word executive in front of a role, you know it's going to cost you money.
Yeah, right.
Executive housekeeper.
An executive, in that they're in the trenches doing the work a lot of times, but they're also managing a, a, a crappy crew that doesn't really want to be there to do the work. You know, they're managing their crew is not very good,
They're
actually.
lazy.
Right, right. I'm surprised the crew hasn't gotten fired, and so they're executive in the sense that they're having to manage.
It's an unpaid. It's a largely unpaid crew that they're managing, though.
Well, the crew is paid in air conditioning and tacos. You know,
A highly unmotivated bunch.
right. They're motivated to watch more TV, is what they're
They
motivated.
don't have the skills.
I see on here interior designer. You know, more moms have had to figure out home offices and to construct home offices on the fly. Um, I was reading an article earlier about how working from home and being at home is affecting certain moms, uh, or moms in general, more than anybody else in the house, in the sense that more of the workload is being loaded onto mom than anyone else in the house. And some moms are having to care for themselves, their own families, their relationship, their home, their work, but many of them are also having to care for extended family, parents, siblings. So they're kind of caught in the middle of caregiving, and it's a lot of work all being
Why?
done while they're trying to do their own work. It's tremendous.
Why is it that the workload is falling more on moms? Is it because that they just have the skills to do it? Is it because they're maybe more sensitive to the needs of people around them? Like what is it?
I think lots of people have tried to answer that question and come up with different answers. I think if we asked moms, we would get different answers. But in general, and I hate to say this, even in 2020, still most of the domestic work gets loaded onto moms. In the sense of everybody else in the house waits to see if mom's going to do it, or tell someone to do it, and if not, they leave it to mom. So the rest of the home, including myself, my kids, rest of the home tends to not take the initiative to do the home work, and we kind of wait for mom to organize that, which is unfortunate.
And that's a big thing for my wife is taking the initiative, to do something. And it seems like the happier moms are when that crew that you're talking about, that unskilled crew, takes
Yeah.
initiative to do things.
Yeah. Right.
That tends, even if they don't necessarily do it perfect or right, it's like the initiative sometimes conveys appreciation, right? It conveys yeah,
Yeah. The fact that you did something I didn't have to tell you to do, meaning I didn't have to organize that task, feels so good to moms.
yeah,
I know a lot of moms right now are procurement specialists. They're not only buying things they're buying things online, they're buying things from stores, they're organizing purchases, they're managing budgets, they're accounting, they're uh, checking all of this stuff, they're cleaning it before it comes into the house many times. So a lot of purchasing and organizing and administrating of lists.
yeah. One of the roles is, and this is kind of a vague role because it could take so many different forms. CEO, like just chief executive officer, like not like you said, they're buying and they're purchasing, they're procuring, they're teaching, they're administering, they're cleaning, they're doing all these things. um, they're doing the work, but they're also having to organize the work and maybe delegate the work.
Right, right. And again, the 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 labor pool that they're working with is not always motivated and not always skilled, and sometimes hiding. Actually, sometimes people are hiding out, I notice.
They did just disappear. Where did the kids go? They went outside. Like, why? Like,
Huh, there
the
was a
babies are
job to
still
do.
out.
Where did everybody
Yeah.
go? Right,
Here's a big one. um, Staff nurse,
right,
right? Like,
right.
like
Nobody wants to go to the doctor right now. Nobody wants to go to a health clinic, so moms are are doling out medication and monitoring
yeah,
symptoms and um, providing that empathy and encouragement to get over those bumps and bruises.
yeah. I'm looking here. Coach. So I don't know if you ever worked with a coach, and not necessarily, maybe like a fitness coach, or I guess a fitness coach. If you hire a
Right.
personal coaches are expensive. They're
They're
not
right.
cheap.
Right.
They're not cheap. So all this to say, so all these roles moms are playing, they're holding families together, and it may be one of the most underappreciated jobs out there. And like, I don't think anyone will say, yeah, like I don't appreciate my mom. I think most people will say, oh my gosh, I owe so much to my mom. But yet we really don't express it, I think, often enough and regularly enough. So I'm not gonna say that moms are underappreciated per se, but by, I would say, our actions and by our unmotivated labor crews, I think sometimes
Mhm.
it communicates that to moms.
Right. And I would add that uh, moms are probably undervalued in the sense that we're really not cognizant of or don't understand how much value they bring to our lives and to our homes. And so I'm hoping that everyone this week will, and every week, take the opportunity to, as you're saying, express that appreciation for all the value that mom brings.
Yeah. And, moms accept, or I would say accept or interpret, or uh, what's the right word? They may feel appreciated differently. So different moms are
Mhm.
different. So, my wife might be appreciated by me doing something, me taking the initiative to do something. My
Mhm.
mom, she maybe feel appreciated if I just pick up the phone and have a conversation with her, or just whatever, something different. So I think that's really important relationally, right? You could probably speak to that, is understanding, how do I communicate best to my mom that I appreciate her?
Yeah. Yeah. What's their language of appreciation, and make sure that you're speaking that language, not your
Yeah.
language of appreciation, but their language.
Yeah. So if you're watching this, if you are a dad or a son or a daughter, or maybe a mom yourself who has a mom, I hope that uh, uh, you find a way to appreciate your mom. Again, not just on Mother's Day, but every single day. And look, I get it. Moms, it's kind of we love our moms, right? But sometimes moms are moms and they tell us what to do, even when we're older and independent,
Grown
um,
men.
grown men, with our own families, but they're still they're still our mom and deserve just so much respect and so much of our appreciation. So I hope that moms feel loved. I hope my mom, if you're watching this, I'm looking at you, Mom. I'm looking at you now. I love you. I appreciate you. All the sacrifices that you made for me. Thank you. And to my wife, if you're watching this, I don't think my wife watches my videos. I don't think she makes it this far in my videos. But if you are, you're amazing. And I'm going to take more initiative. I'm not going to promise it because I don't want to let you down. I'm going to try.
That's great, Erik. This has been a great therapy session for you.
I feel good. I feel good.
Good.
Are you going to send me a bill? Is this? I should
Certainly.
have just went to my mom. Well, I don't even know why I'm talking to you.
Yeah, to all the moms out there, my mom, your mom, all the moms out there, we love you and we're so grateful for you, and we really, really appreciate you.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.